measure the alcohol.
Yeah.
And he created that system. And that's why in some of the vodkas, his name is on the bottle. Okay,
Yeah.
quick. Ta-da-da-da-da. Absolute, 100. So as you see, 100 means that it's higher in alcohol, so 100 50% alcohol. This is a vodka from the old world or new world? Old world.
Sudah.
$8.
Belvedere vodka coming from Poland, we know it's a vodka from the old world. Grey Goose, France, it's a vodka, new world. So before I was here with the sommeliers, they were, no, it's old world, because they are associated with wine. In vodka, it's different. Kettle One, of course, coming from Holland, Netherlands. This
New.
It's not anymore Netherlands.
no more Netherlands.
No more Netherlands.
Syrup from France, also another type of vodka. This vodka is made from grapes. Okay, so as you know, you can make vodka from corn, grapes in this case, and to make syrup vodka, you use two types of grapes. One of them is Ugni Blanc and Moussac Blanc. Okay, yes, so Ugni Blanc, Moussac Blanc to make syrup vodka. Yeah, so you know syrup is a combination of two words in French, C and rock.
C
is for cement. Cement means the top of the mountain. Cim, the top of the mountain. And roch means rock.
Rock. Oil rock.
Reyka from Iceland. This is a vodka from the
Liters.
From the new world.
From
Old world.
Reykjavik.
Turi, Estonia, a vodka from the
Old world.
Oil.
So you see, when you talk about with your customers, say this is a vodka from old world and new world, they will be impressed like, wow, really? Tell me this. Because blah blah blah, they all the time they're making this vodka. Some facts that you need to know, people will appreciate that. That you know your stuff, that you know your vodka. X-rated from France. This vodka is a flavored vodka, very popular with tropical flavors. The best way to serve this on ice, top it up with pineapple juice, amazing. Ladies love it. You want to give it
Ladies love
to avoid? No problem. Serve it to any person who likes it strong. Add cognac or add vodka to spike it up. Perfect. Yeah. Roberto Cavalli from Italy. This vodka is from the New World. FM vodka, Holland.
New or old?
New. It was on the line.
New, yeah?
Russian standard.
But Beluga, I think, is the best.
One of the best vodkas.
Yeah, definitely.
So Russian standard. You see, most of the vodkas claims on the source of water that they use, the kind of water and the kind of ingredients that they have, grain, wheat. Depends. And of course, the flavored vodkas like peppercorn and celery, black truffle. These are from New World, United States. And the organic vodkas that are becoming very popular now. Some of those vodkas, they claim to use water that was collected from the rain, making it organic vodka. Also, some of these bottles are made with less glass, meaning thinner. Less glass, and on the label they use something special tincture, special ink for the. So everything has to do with organic and preserving the environment. That's why some of those vodkas are a bit pricey as well. Chardonnay, USA, of course, New World. Canada,
New.
New World. England, also New World, making vodka. Three Olives, and all. This is Three Olives would be the counterpart to Grey Goose. In some places in the world, if you have Grey Goose, you cannot have Three Olives. Or if you have Three Olives, they're not allowed to have Grey Goose. Because those two companies are all the time like fighting.
Some Pepsi like cola.
We will choose Trios.
and Stonish Nina Elite, very popular, very smooth as well. And for this one, they took an inspiration from the Russian that they leave their vodka outside in barrels or containers, and then because it's gonna freeze on the top and the bottom, and they will take the middle part. That's the reason for them to make this kind of vodka using that system. Elite, Russia. Austria, New World Vodka. Box. We have box.
No.
No more, huh?
Rather.
Another Polish vodka. Look at the bottle, looks like a champagne bottle. You see, now depends on not always the most expensive item is the best one. At the end of the day, it's about preference, believe me. You will love Russia, of course. We still have this, Gold Flake vodka?
No.
You are traveling.
We used to, right? True vodka and rum vodka, no queen. I will send you all this information, alright? Now, one question here. You see, most of these vodkas, you're gonna find them in Martini Bar, right? But I ask all the times to the guy from Martini Bar, which one was the first Martini ever made? First Martini drink ever made. Which one was it? You might say so, but vodka came like, what year came to the United States? During 1934, right? So it's vodka, and then they started to make, let's say, vodka martini. That was 1940s, 1950, because of the year that it came to America. So vodka martini cannot be the first vodka martini ever made, or the first martini ever made. First martini ever made, you have to take that in history. It was made actually with gin, and it was not called martini. It was called, no, it was called Martinez.
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 It was made by Professor Jerry Thomas. Does that name sound familiar? Jerry Thomas?
Martinez now with the Rosso.
Jerry Thomas made this martini like Martinez for a traveler who was on his way to El Dorado in search of gold. So Jerry Thomas, as a very smart young man, he didn't work in the mines, so he wasn't looking for gold. He was mining the miners. So he opened his bar, he started working there, and he made a drink for a traveler who said, make me something nice because I'm going to this town. He made this drink for him. He mixed gin, maraschino, orange bitters, and vermouth, red vermouth. Made the drink, serve it, garnish it, give to the guy, and the guy gave him a nugget gold. How you call this drink? Because you are in this town, I'm gonna call it the Martinez. From that moment, that drink evolved. Was made with gin. Time passed, and then was made with gin again, changing the vermouth, red, for white. Vodka came on the scene, and then they used vodka and dry vermouth. And then it kept going until one point that they said, oh, remove the vermouth because we don't like it. Remember Prohibition? After Prohibition, you know, light flavors, they don't like these bold flavors anymore, so they start to like light flavors. Today, some of the people ask, can I have vodka martini? No vermouth? Yes?
Yes.
And that was vodka martini to the Martinez. So this is, Martinez was one of the first drinks that created that martini. Questions so far, guys? So we can close this chapter.
Sir, can I ask you something?
Yes.
I know it's out of context, but usually bartenders are confused with the old fashioned, the history of old fashioned, because most of the guests like coming to the bar, like the younger ones, and they asking for with the cherry and orange slice on it.
Yes.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but the original is the orange one. This is my question. Which is the original old fashioned? Which is the
good.
right one?
Good question, good question. Okay, we have time. Old fashioned. Back in the old days. Old fashioned, by the way, is today is like 230 something years old. The old fashioned itself. Old fashioned, yes, was made like a while ago. And when they were making old fashioned for the first time, it was made with a sugar cube. Sugar cube, old fashioned defines the cocktail. Now, all the cocktails that we know today, they are divided in groups. You have Collins, sour, daisies, punches, fizzes, swizzles, and you have cocktails. Now, what is a cocktail? Cocktail is a drink made by a spirit, sugar, and bitters. 3 ingredients: spirit, sugar, bitters. That defines a cocktail. The full name for this cocktail is old-fashioned whiskey cocktail, which was made at that time whiskey, sugar, bitters.
That's
Nothing
it.
else. So at the beginning they used a sugar cube, seasoned with bitters, and then they used a muddler. They have to muddle that sugar. Yeah? A muddler.
Sugar
mix
cube.
that, add the whiskey, stir it a little bit, yeah, and in that same moment there was ice started to appear because there was no refrigerators. They didn't have refrigerators, so to get ice you have to wait for winter, take the ice from the lakes, carve it, and then bartenders had to use new tools to carve the ice and to use in your cocktail. Once you have ice, what happens? If you use ice, your sugar cube is not gonna dilute. So bartenders change from that moment to use the sugar cube to sugar syrup.
Simple.
So sugar syrup, sugar cube evolved to sugar syrup, and then you use sugar syrup, bitters, your spirit, stir it with ice, stir it on ice, and just the last stage of the drink was an orange zest.
That's
That
it.
was the old fashioned. One style, old fashioned. Remember we talked about before prohibition?
Yeah.
So prohibition came on the scene. You don't have alcohol. Alcohol is not easy to find. They have to bring spirits from other places, like Canada, or from, remember we mentioned Scotland, Ireland. They were bringing this distillates, they were bringing spirits. So they were bringing whiskey, and the mafiosos like Al Capone, they were mixing the drink with something else to make up volume. And then they were sending this to the bars, 1920s. So you as a bartender, you're making this drink, you want to make an old fashioned, then it's gonna taste terrible. So what you do, you take cherries, orange, sugar, muddle, add whiskey, ice, soda water. And the new old fashioned was born. That's why today you're gonna find 2 old fashioned. The
Old style and new
and the
style.
new old fashioned with muddled cherry and orange. Are any of them, is one better than the other? No, it's about preference. So when somebody tells you, okay, I want old fashioned, sure. You like the old fashioned or you like the new old fashioned with orange cherry? That's it. Most of the people that comes from Wisconsin, they're gonna ask you for brandy old fashioned or Southern Comfort old fashioned. Once they ask you for Southern Comfort old fashioned or brandy old fashioned, you know you have to use orange and cherry. That's your clue. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Question.
Yeah.
Can I make ayahuasca in Montenegro? No, I'm serious.
I don't know, man. Maybe if you have the plan, yeah.
Montenegro.
You know recipe?
No, I don't know. That's a secret recipe, man.
It's a secret.
Aman beliau mo gani, berarti memandang alkohol.
Sebenarnya tawaran.
Wah, ibu kontrak ibu aja itu.
I don't know.